Hello everyone, my name is Russell John. I am a student at Busan University of Foreign Studies. So this semester I took a class which is Asia and Latin America Cooperation. So today I'm gonna give a presentation about the Asia and Latin America in realm of economy. So in today's presentation, I'm gonna talk about how Asia and Latin America economies ties growing stronger and also what Asia buys from Latin America and vice versa, and China's big role in relationship, and also the future, what's next for Asia and Latin America. And lastly, I'm gonna give my insights about Asia and Latin America Corporation course. So let's talk about Asia and Latin America economic. So in this 21st century, the economic between Asia and Latin America is really going to up. It's growing so fast. The economic relationship between them is rapidly strengthening, and Latin America's abundant natural resources and agricultural products find a vast market in Asia's manufacturing and tech-driven economies. And this leads to surging trade with Latin America exporting commodities and Asia providing manufactured goods and technologies. And Asian investment, particularly from China, is also growing in Latin American infrastructure and key industries, which this strategic diversification fosters South-South cooperation, promising continued growth in trade, investment, and sustainable development. Here in the picture also we can see how Latin America exporting the natural resources and as a result, like Asian countries are exporting the manufactured goods. Let's move to the next part. What Asia buys from Latin America? Asia's growing economies have a stronger appetite for Latin America's abundant natural resources. Primarily, Asia buys commodities like soybeans, copper, iron ore, and crude oil, which is crucial for its industries and food security. Other significant imports include like various agricultural products such as coffee, fruits, and meats, along with some processed goods. This trade fuels Asia's manufacturing and urban development, leveraging the Latin America rich raw material base. If we talk about the Latin America, they buy primarily imports manufactured goods and technology from the Asia. Key purchases include like electronics, machinery, vehicles, textiles, and consumer goods. This trade provides Latin America with essential industrial equipment and modern consumer products and affordable manufactured items, supporting its industrialization and meeting consumer demand. Moving to the next part, China's big role in relationship. Yeah, we can say that China plays really, really important role in this relationship. Moving to this picture, we can see the image illustrating China's 2016 soybean imports totaling $33 billion, and the USA supplied 14.2 billion, while South American countries like Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay collectively contributed $18 billion, with Brazil being the largest South American exporter at $14.4 billion. These soybean import figures provided are just one example of how significant trade volume between China and Latin America beyond soybean. China imports vast amounts of rather raw materials like copper, iron ore, and oil, and in turn, it manufactures the goods to the region, as I mentioned before also. The total trade between China and Latin America exceeded $500 billion for the first time in 2022, 2024, a massive increase from the beginning of the century. It was the highest peak of how China played an vivid role in the relationship of Latin America and Asian countries. Moving to the future, what's next for Asia and Latin America? We can say that Asia and Latin America are poised for significant shifts. Asia will drive global growth, leveraging innovation and regional trade, and Latin America focuses on digital inclusion and renewable energy, while navigating external economic influences and geopolitical realignments. And both regions will see deepening South-South cooperation, fostering new trade and investment corridors. Moving to the last part, my insights about the Asia and Latin America course. Attending this course this semester, I can say that I truly opened my eyes of how interconnected our world is becoming. I learned the economic ties aren't just between neighbors, but also stretch across oceans, with Asia manufacturing needs perfectly matching Latin America's resources. And my big insight is how new players like China are radically reshaping the global trade, making me realize the future of economics is far more diverse than traditional views. This was my presentation of how Asia and Latin America in the realm of economic. Thank you for watching. See you next time.